And I'm going to be showing you Revelation 18. All right, I've never done this in a long time, so bear with me. Okay, so who is that Babylon the Great in America? Who is that Babylon the Great? I mean, it says, so first I'm going to go with the verses and then you'll figure it out if you can. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven. I mean, this is after Revelation 17. After having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And that was an angel. I believe that. And he cried, mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and has become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right. The birds in cages are hateful. Oh boy, they're not good. I don't think so. So basically, sorry, I found my phone. I'm gonna have to. Oh, the heck is falling at this time. If I ended your call, sorry, because I don't recognize certain people and I don't want to pick up on spam. So sorry about that. So it was probably spam. So don't worry. Let's just say that Babylon the Great is somewhere in the world right now. Okay, so all the nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication. This is where it gets interesting, guys. Did you know that 60% of the porn, the actual websites, and the money come from America? This is where it gets really scary. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. I mean, doesn't that happen with Americans, with other kings in the world? That's kind of creepy. And the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Or delicacies. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't know why they skipped that upon that part, but the merchants of the earth, the merchants of the earth, basically, you know, they literally go to America just to get rich. That's all they do, and that's pretty much evil with rich, and it's not good. And what I mean by that is, the stock market in America. That's a major part of their own rich part of the stock market. They're getting abundance of riches through the stock market. It's kind of scary. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues." So yeah, mockery, blasphemy, plagues, they're all coming. For her sins I've reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward for even the reward her even as she rewards you, and double unto her, double according to her works. That's scary, guys. I mean, I live in America, and that's pretty scary. In the cup which she had filled full to her double, how much she had glorified herself and loved deliciously much, so much to her torment, and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Sounds like America. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judged her. So, Yeah, God really judges people like that. He really will judge anyone like that, and really, I mean, judges. God is our judge. He really is, and he really hates sin. So he's gonna get rid of it somehow and really destroy those who are in sin. That's all I can say. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her, lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, sing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city of Babylon, that mighty city, for no one hour thy judgment come. No for no in for in no oh for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So really this is getting interesting. Yeah. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchants anymore. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood. Oh man, wood. I mean, they buy wood from her. Kind of think that some people farm wood here and they build wooden houses. I mean, all just about, I don't know, like 70% of the houses in America, except for apartments, are either wood or plaster. I mean, actually, I think it's more than that. Like, I think 90% of the houses are all wood. And all houses have wood in any way, even apartments. That's kind of scary, guys. And manner of vessels of ivory. They're, and all manner of vessels of ivory. I mean, that's statue of ivory. That's never a good thing. And all manner vessels of the most precious wood. Okay, so cars that have ivory. That's all luxurious cars, and there's the most precious wood. That's all luxurious cars and of brass and iron. Basically, the buildings are made out of brass, and I've seen them in Springfield. Yeah, and iron. I mean, everything is in the cities was made out of iron and marble. A lot of the buildings that are fancy are made out of marble. And this is where it gets interesting. And cinnamon and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves. This is a big one. Slaves. Have you heard of people like being racial, like being racist towards black people? You know how people are like slaves like that, and the black people are like slaves in America? This is all adding up, guys. And the souls of men. And the fruits that I so lusted after are departed from thee, and all things that which were daintily and godly, or daintily and goodly, are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. We have fun, guys, with this one, but then it's going to be a short other one, so it's not too bad. The merchants of these things, which thee made rich by her, shall stand after all of the fear of the torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, at last, the great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple, and scarlet, and decked with gold. Yeah, this city was decked with gold with, you know, basically, how it's decked with gold? The banks, the old banks, they actually had gold blocks. And how Donald Trump's, how Donald Trump's bathroom has a sink of gold, and there's a yacht made out of gold and precious stones and pearls. You know, I've seen, I mean, a pearl is like anything, like opal. Like I would say that, the main clock in Central Square, I think it was. You know the clock I mean, right? The clock that has four sides and shaped like a square and circle in the center of it in New York. That clock is made of opal, pearl, white, and gold. The whole thing is really expensive, like the most expensive clock ever. For for in 1 hour, so great of riches have gone to naught. Like that means nothing, and that every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, I mean, they're just trading over everything from America and back. Everything that comes from America comes from a boat, and it's. I think the trade is coming to America, and America's paying them a whole lot of money just for the trade. And as many as trade as by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" And you know, like New York and like Los Angeles and all that. Basically, all the trade that comes from other countries goes to America, and that gives them money. It's not going to be like that anymore. And basically, no one's going to gain money, and it's going to break all the bank accounts, and there's going to have to be a B system. It's scary stuff. And they cast dust on their heads and cried and weeping and wailing, saying, at last, the great city, where we were made and rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for no 1 hour she has made desolate. But this is the good part. Well, not for some people. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. And the mighty angel took up a stone like like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all." And the voice of harps and musicians, of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more. The and no craftsmen whatsoever craft be found in any, and no more in the and sounds of millstone shall be heard no more in all of the. um yeah, I mean, sound of a millstone. Have you heard huge machines in America? In America, have you heard of huge machines going on the road like a millstone, and people digging into the mountain like a millstone? Craftsmen, that's like lots of buildings, trumpeters, pipers, musicians, uh, harpers, maybe even harpers, yes. And uh, you know, you know, it's basically meaning that a voice of harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more, and all the trumpeters can be heard of from rap, pipers, pop, musicians, rap, and all the other pop musicians, harpers, some of it's rap. I mean, none of that will happen anymore, and this is going to be interesting. And light of a candle shall shine no more at all in the. That's kind of scary stuff. Why is it telling us that the light of a candle is a really bad thing? And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more. Yeah, that's never good. Is that sinful? That's never good. And all in the for thine merchants were great and men of the earth, for by sorceries. This is a good one. I'm going to show you that one because that's going to be evidence for all of sorceries of where all the nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints, and all of that slain upon the earth. Okay, guys. Let's go to Pharmakeia. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, let's go up. Pharmakeia, transliteration Pharmakeia, which means let's say pharmacist, Pharmakeia, whatever you call it. Pharmakeia, key, yes. Feminine noun from Pharmakeia, G 532. Dictionary aids, Vine expository dictionary, you know. The King James Version, it translates strong G5331 in the following manner: sorcery. And that's 2 times, and witchcraft 1 time. Other biblical uses: use of or administrating of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, often found with connection with idolatry and foreseed by it, metaveth, or deception of seductions of idolatry. And that's basically like drugs, poisoning, all in the mouth by drugs, and sorcery. You know, you say, okay, let's have an example. By this pill, you will get thin. You will lose weight because you won't want to eat no more. Yeah, that's going to be bad for your health. And then eat this, you get clear skin. No, take this, you get clear skin. You know, that type of stuff. And also take this. Do whatever. Just look at the pharmacist ads. You'll see that most of them are basically vain and really meant for suiting your happiness. So, yeah. That's never a good thing. So, I hope you've learned a lesson from this, and let's see how many people I have. I don't know. But it's not too bad if I don't have too many, right? I'll stop this. So, I hope you've learned a lesson from that, and may God bless you, and may now know which country to avoid if so, and, well, I guess we'll be there now, okay? Bye.